Hi everyone, how are you? I'm going to do a quick draw. I haven't done one of these in a while. I've been hoping to do it live, but internet situations just don't allow it. I mean, there's a real lag when I do it here from my house. It has to do because I have rural satellite internet. It's just not good. Anyway, as soon as the weather starts to calm down a little bit out here, it's the windy season, but soon we'll get some live versions of Quick Draw out there. Maybe some of the other readings. How are you? All right. Hope you're all doing well. You're almost there. Oh my gosh, you're so close to the end line. Who is this? All right, somebody out there. I mean, you are so close. So close to the finish line. You're almost there. Keep going. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, like when you're in school, and I know there's a lot of school that's starting to wrap itself up, and you have to do all of these projects and all of these papers and all of these things, and it just gets to be really overwhelming. But you know what? There's an end date. Just pace yourself, one thing at a time. Today I'm going to do this paper. Tomorrow I'm going to work on this one. You know, don't stress yourself because that's not going to help. Take breaks. I feel like there's a stressed out student out there. It's okay, all right? Just pace yourself, really. You know, it's like, even if, you know, you have to put in a long day, as long as you stop, take some breaks. You know, I had a teacher many years ago used to say that, you know, a good artist knew when to take a coffee break. So I'm going to just kind of throw that out there for somebody who needs to know it. It's just like, you know, just take the necessary break so that you can step back and take some perspective to come back with fresh eyes. All right, so let's get going with the rest of the reading for everyone else because I want to go through all of the signs. So yeah, thanks for being here. That was just a real channel. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Let's go around the zodiac. We'll begin with our Aries. So if you don't mind, and I appreciate you being here, would you mind hitting that like button? Yeah, that helps my channel. Makes things move around. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Quick draw. What is a quick message for all of our Aries at this time? I'm going to get one more card. Woo, we have a couple cards put down. So, this is what we have for you, Aries. So you're in between. Some of you maybe, it's funny, I feel like you might be moving from one place to another, you know, because we have these building blocks. It's like you're building your dream, but you're not there yet. I mean, there's something really, Aries, I'm just getting this really, really great feeling. It's just like you're coming out of a place, you know, that you knew that if you hung in there, you know, you just held your ground, it would bring you, I mean, because you've been building something for a long time, it'll bring you your milk and honey, that rainbow at the, you know, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So I think you know what you're doing, all right? So if people question how you're moving about, like when, you know, say you are building a house, okay? And people question how you're going from this point to this point and, you know, what your order of things. I just feel like you know what you're doing, all right? So it may not make sense to someone else, but it makes sense to you, and that's the only thing that matters. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Let's move on to our Taurus. Taurus. What's going on for all of our Taurus? You're running out of time. You're running out of time. I feel like there's something, if there's a deadline or anything that is coming up, it's like you got to get it done. Because if you don't get it done, you're screwing yourself. So I'm feeling self-sabotage here. Don't do that. All right? Don't do that. You got to do things. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do in order to achieve your end results. It's just like you're running out of time. There's something that you have to stop and turn around if you want to change your life. Right? for whoever this is out there. I mean, it's like whatever you're doing, like if, say, you're investing in something, okay? I mean, this can be health, this can be a relationship, this could be anything. I'm just using something more generic, okay? Say you're investing in some major project, right? And you keep putting money into it. You keep putting money into it. And you put more money into it. And it's a sinking ship. I think it's time for you to see what works and what doesn't work for you. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're at that point where I really feel like whatever it is that you're involved in right now, you have got to either make it work or get it or let it go. But I'm feeling like, you know, you're not doing something the way it needs to be done, and that's why it's not happening. So you're at that point where you've got to do something, you know, you're running out of time. It has something to do with, you know, your life here. You know, so it's like if you know that this, you know, all your life you needed to lose 50 pounds, right, because of your heart condition, but you never lost the 50 pounds, you're running out of time. It's that kind of thing. I hate to be so blunt, but I really, it's important that you know you are running out of time, okay? Serious message for you, Taurus. And that's not for everyone, so take what works and leave what doesn't. I'm just kind of letting you know what's coming through, all right? What? Between worlds. Now, who is this for? Ooh, I feel like this is for the Taurus. All right, Taurus, you're between worlds, okay? Because there's this whole thing about you needing to turn things around. All right, so this is like coming out of an old life that was very dark, heavy, clouds. You know, I like to think of clouds as spiritual clouds. You know, we walk around with spiritual clouds on our body. We walk around with physical clouds on our body. We walk around with mental clouds. You know, things we can't let go of. You know, anger, resentment, you know, things from the past that, you know, you should have let go of a long time ago. That kind of thing. And I feel like now you're at that point where you're moving into a whole new phase of life. But you've got, I mean, it's you've got to decide. Do you want to change your life around or don't you? Because you're running out of time. That was a heavy message. All right, let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Gemini. Oh, Gemini, what is going on with everyone? This is one of those times where we are, because look how many times this card keeps coming out. Now it comes out for you, Gemini, with this card of feeling like you're abandoned. I think what you need to see is, you know, these feelings of abandonment, of people not liking you. I feel like there's some low self-esteem. I think it's opportunity for you to make some changes. You know, why is it that you feel this way? Why do you feel that you're so alone? You know, I get the sense that there's always somebody around to help you. Like, you're never alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think, like, and especially as a Gemini, it's hard for me to fathom that a Gemini is by themselves. So I think if you have been spending some time by yourself, it's time for you to come back out. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like if you haven't wanted to socialize, and look, COVID has kept us it's been very easy for us to be inside. But I'm feeling this Gemini, you need to get back out. You know, find life again, your spirit, you know, that happiness, because you know, you're a very mental sign. You need to be talking to people. You need to be doing things. You need to be creating things. You know, you are a doer. So if you're not doing because you've been in this depressed state, I feel like now it's time for you to make that turnaround. All right? Serious cards going on for everyone. Go the distance. You can do this. It's time, really, Gemini, I'm just feeling like you need to get out of your pity pot and, you know, just get up and start moving. You know, you'll be happier. You'll be much happier. You're playing the position of the observer, right? So I feel as if, like, there's something you need to look at. So if you're in between and you're depressed and you're feeling all left out, you need to look at something. I said that just a little bit ago. So Take what works and leave what doesn't. And yeah, if you don't mind, hit that like button. Yeah. A friend of mine told me, keep reminding them. So I'm reminding you. Regeneration. Ooh, Cancer. I feel like you're growing into this new energy. Out of the fire. This is like that Phoenix rising energy, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What else do we have for our Cancers? Canisters. Are you getting some new canisters for your kitchen? Cancers like the kitchen. Look, you just do. All right, so maybe getting some new kitchen appliances or something else, or maybe taking kitchen. The kitchen is very important to you right now, Cancer. So maybe you're thinking about your diet, changing your diet. I just feel like, you know, you're paying attention to what you do. And, you know, the kitchen is the heart of the home. It's also, you know, your nourishment. It's how you take care of your body. So that's for somebody out there. I think you're really starting to think about changing things around in the kitchen so that, you know, you have everything you need so that you can put together really good meals. So that's good. That means you're being really who you are. Cancers love to cook. All right, so I also want to touch on something else. All right, so out comes the cards for you, Cancer, of the Thinker reverse and the Truth be told. I think, you know, if you learn some information about someone and, you know, it's an honest truth, okay? I'm not feeling like you learned something about somebody and it's like this lie. I'm feeling like it's an honest truth. You learned that this person, maybe it's somebody you like, okay? We'll use this scenario. Somebody you like, you know, and you have been thinking that maybe this person was paying attention to you and this and that. And then you find out that, oh my gosh, this whole time they've been looking and dating other people, you know, and, you know, your feelings were growing and theirs were going farther away from you. So I think, you know, you're really thinking about, you know, that whole thing, you know, because I feel like if you're a male, it was a female who did this to you. Because I think you thought, it's like you were trying to make something work that wasn't working. And this can be vice versa. If you are a female trying to make your boyfriend, you know, really make that relationship work, you know, you can't force things to naturally happen if they're not meant to be. So I think you just can't overthink it, okay? You just can't. You know, look, when it's right, Cancer, it will click. I promise you, it will click. So, and I think you know that this wasn't really clicking. You know, it's like it was hard. You know, it was hard to keep the energy in this relationship, right? So anyway, move on. Move on. That's what the advice is. You knew this was coming anyway. All right, Cancer, that was for you. Energies for our Leos. Leos. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Leo. What's going on, Leo? Ooh, the Fates. Karma. Some karmic energy going on here. You know, with this card, I often pick up alcoholism, drug abuse, that kind of thing. So if some of you are escaping somehow, some way from your emotions, you don't necessarily have to be involved in alcoholism and drugs. I mean, you can escape in other ways. I think you're being told to pay attention to it. I think you see that whatever it is, this card of the Fates, this karma that you're dealing with, you know, I feel like you're being told to look at this life. You know, you're avoiding something that could change your life for the better. And it's like the universe wants you to look at, why are you not choosing to make this change? Because it might create some chaos. It might create some conflict. You know, this is one of those things that, you know, you may need to make a change that a lot of people are not going to like. But here's the thing. If you are going to make a change that is really good for you, and you know it, every bone in your body, and you've hesitated to do it because of everybody else's opinion, you're at that point now where you cannot be worried about everybody else's opinion, right? So this is about you making the changes that you can, accepting the things that you can't, you know, and taking the leaps in faith that you need to change your life around, regardless of what other people are going to say about it. Okay, so I think it's exciting, because that means you have strength. In the tarot, that you are the card of strength. So I feel like you are coming into your power. But it takes courage. It's going to take courage, I mean, you know how this is. Suppose maybe you're a Leo out there transing. Okay? Maybe you are. It takes courage for you to be you amongst a family who doesn't accept that. Right? So here it is. It's like you're at that point. You have to be true to you. All right, Leo, regardless. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Let's move on to our Virgos. Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Virgo, what's going on? All of our Virgos. Some of you are not being very flexible. What is that about? I'm feeling you're really shut down. You're not willing to bend. You're not wanting to be open-minded. You don't want to see anything bigger. You have an opportunity, right, Virgo? So this is you, Virgo, choosing, to not make the changes that could possibly enhance your life. You got to be more open-minded. You know what I mean? You got to be more open-minded. Because you not being flexible is keeping you and everybody else. I feel like, you're hanging everyone up because you're choosing not to make certain, compromises or whatever, Come on. It's a two-way street, Virgo. Can't have it all your way. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Virgo. Anything else for our Virgos at this time, Virgo? Nothing. We're going to move on. You needed to hear that. That was it. Your message is done, Virgo. Moving on to our Libras. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Libra. What's going on for all of our Libras? Something is not for you. What is not for you? There's something not for you. A leg up. There's somebody around you who wants to help you that, this is not for you. This is like somebody wearing a mask, trickery. Not for you. No. I mean, you're trying to, have peace of mind, but this is unfinished business. Whoever this person is, it's not, whenever they come through, it's never good news. Never good news. You just want a new life. You want to be happy again. You're tired of this. Oh my gosh, Libra, what's going on? Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What messages do we have for all of our Libras at this time? Yeah, I think it's like, unlike Virgo, with this card, you not being open-minded is exactly what you need to be. You cannot be wishy-washy. You need to really hold your ground on a situation, especially if it's one of these things that you need to turn around, because, you being so flexible and so open has left you high and dry. So I feel like you got to turn it around, pull all this energy back inward. Calling you in, Libra. You're calling yourself in. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on for our Libras? Anything else for our Libras at this time? Libra, come to the edge. See, you're not willing to push things anymore. I think it's about you. You have pushed as far as you can, and now you want to pull back. I feel like you're like a rubber band. It's like you're ready to snap. There's nothing more that you can see. You've put a lot of work into a situation trying to make it work, and it is just not working. Now it's going to snap. Oh, you're going to be happy, though. So that's a good thing. So even if you feel like things aren't good right now, you've got to snap back. You got to snap back. Happiness is right around the corner. So I feel like you're either at the tail end of something that's wrapping up, which is usually sometimes it can be the hardest part of wrapping and closing situations up, whether it's a relationship, a project, a job, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's hard to walk out of a job. Sometimes it's hard to walk out of a relationship. I feel like that's where you are. But once it's done, you'll be happy, okay? So happiness right around the corner for you. All right, Libra? All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. We are moving on to our Scorpios. Some truths coming out. Ooh, something that was left unfinished. See, there's a situation with you, Scorpio. You got to clean up. All right? You can't leave things the way they are. And either this is you towards someone else or someone else towards you. But you can't just walk away and leave it undone. You want to. You want to do that, but that's just not right. So I feel like that's not for your best benefit either. So, I mean, if you want to avoid trouble, I just feel like you just got to come clean. Some of you Scorpios got to come clean about a situation. For others, I really do think that, yeah, this unfinished business with this clean it up card, I just want to say that, you've just got to stop and put things right. You can't just, I just feel like, okay, it's not a nice energy. What I'm feeling like is like, you try to get people to do something, or somebody's trying to get somebody to do something, that's not right. And I almost get this sense of, having them do whatever that is, this action that you really want them to do. I got to tell you, I feel like there's a little guilt that comes by, which is nice, because that means, somebody's got a little bit of heart, but, now you've got to clean it up. You can't just leave it hanging. You can't be sloppy. You can't be sloppy with people, with work, your emotions. I think if you're talking to people, be very clear, because, if you have something you have to say, then be really honest and genuine. Don't beat around the bush. Because sometimes I think, Scorpio, you don't say things to avoid conflict. But it's those things that you don't say that need to be said. All right, so don't leave things unfinished. I mean, that goes for everything. It's like, get up in the morning, make your bed, don't cook yourself a home meal, never do the dishes, like follow up behind what you're doing. Just be mindful of your everyday life so that you're not leaving a trail. I feel like some of you are leaving a trail. Why you clean up after yourself? You know what I mean? Oh, funny messages for you, Scorpio. All right, let's move on to our Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. That tends to happen with these shorter readings because there's all these different messages I'm starting to get, and some of them don't even make sense. It's like this quick, short blurbs. Maybe it makes sense, maybe you connect, and maybe it doesn't. There's a lot of you guys out there, so really, take what works and leave what doesn't, and if you don't mind, hit that like button. Thank you. All right, where are we? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Saggy, what's going on? Sagittarius. Well, those had like a little dance to it. So here you are, Sagittarius, not taking care of yourself and not getting any help. So you need some help, but you're not getting it. Is it because you don't want help? Is it because you're not asking for help? Is it because you don't want their help? Interesting, huh? Anyway, Sagittarius, what's going on? I'm sensing some real disappointment here. Yeah, it's like you don't want their help. Because I almost feel like their intentions weren't genuine. And the disappointment that I think, here's the danger with, us misunderstanding each other. Is like, we think other people think the same way we do. We don't. And I think in this situation, you feel like you were fooled. You thought that you and them were on the same page, but you're not. And that just is very disappointing. But I think you kind of knew that. I think you knew going in, and now you're at that point where you're disappointed with them. You're disappointed with someone, and now you don't even want their help. So now you're at a fork in the road. What are you going to do, Sagittarius? Because you're feeling really alone. Because it's like you had to leave something that I think was very dominating in your life, whether it was a job, a relationship, a project, whatever. I almost feel as if something happened there and it just dissolved, and now you have to figure out what to do, and you're feeling very alone, not knowing what to do. And there's part of you doesn't really even know what to do. Well, that's because it's too raw. Tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll know what to do. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on? Let's get an answer for our Sagittarians on what should they do. What should they do? What should our Saggies do? Ooh, look at this. A loyal heart comes out. All right, so a whole new story here for Sagittarius. What I'm feeling is like there is somebody around you, okay, that really wants to help you. Okay, they really want to be a part of your life. They want to, you know, and there's some real resistance to this person. And I feel like this is somebody who you don't want to have anything to do with, but probably, you know, either it's somebody that at first you thought you wanted to be with them and now it's not so much. Maybe you love them, but you don't really want to, you know, like, I just feel like you're at a crossroads. It's like, I love them, but I don't want to be with them anymore. You know, I want to do this job, but I don't want to do this anymore. You know, it's one of those things. It's like, I love you, but I don't want to do this anymore. You know, so I don't know what that means, Sagittarius, but I feel like that's what you keep, like, that's the story that I keep coming up. It's like, you know, I want to do this with you, but I can't. You know, so take that however way that resonates for you, all right, Sag? Just let things happen as they do, you know, just don't force anything, just let time. Like I said, tomorrow you're going to feel a whole lot differently than you do today, all right? So sleep is a wonderful thing. So if you're really feeling overwhelmed about the whole thing and confused, just kind of take care of yourself, all right? So Capricorn, let's move on to our Cappies. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Capricorn, Capricorn. What's happening in the world of our Capricorns? So you're a little unsettled about money. I don't know why, because I think that's all about to turn around. You know what I mean? I think you're having a hard time with money. And I'm feeling like when it comes to like the lessons of the universe, it's one of those things where the universe is taking you all to the edge. And then all of a sudden, I mean, you're going to have a money tree standing right there in your yard. So relax, all right? Sometimes we stress about the wrong things. You know, so you've got to get out of this cycle, okay, of, well, we're never going to have enough. We're never going to have this. We're never going to I just feel like, you know, you're so focused on, you know, just worrying about where the next penny is going to come, where that next pentacle is going to come, that you're not living life here. And guess what? The next pentacle comes because, you know, you're not going to make sure that, you know, it goes unnoticed, you know, but you need to relax a little bit too. Because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. And listen, like Sagittarius, you're at that point where you've got to make a decision and you know you've got to go in another direction. You can't keep worrying about, you know, everything all the time. It's getting to you. You know what I mean? Like, I think some of you aren't sleeping. Yeah, it's like you worry so hard about where the next penny is going to come from, and you've got to let that go, Capricorn. You know, it's energy. You know, if you have energy that's blocked towards money, well, then maybe what you need to do is take a deep breath and channel the energy in a different way. You know what I mean? If you feel you don't deserve to have money, you're always going to struggle. And if you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I have to make $3,000 this month. Well, I think I want $5,000. Tell the universe what you want. You know, that way you have cushion for next month, right? But you got to quit worrying about money. And you have to start treating it as energy, not as something, you know, tangible. You know, you got to spend money to make money. So if you know that you should be investing in something and you're not doing that because you don't want to spend the money in it, it's like me, you know, I can't wear bad shoes because I have really bad knees. You know, so I have to spend the money, you know, because if I don't, you know, I pay the price. So it's like, don't cheat yourself because you don't want to spend the money. You know, sometimes you need to spend the money. This isn't even exchange of give and take. Again, your lesson, Capricorn, is about this energy. You know, everything is energy. And energy, you can't destroy energy. It transfers into something else. You know, so if you have this thought, this project, this energy that's developing, you know, and now you need funds, well, you know, you call in the energy. Energy, not money. Okay? So, think about that, Capricorn. All right? Think about money as energy, and it'll start to turn around. And, you know, you're a good manifester because you're grounded. You're an earth sign. I'm gonna bet you Capricorns out there that when you stop and you think, you know what? I think I want to buy a new Vitamix blender, but I don't want to pay full price. And then next thing you know, all of a sudden, your friend is moving and they got 2 blenders. I'll give you one for 25 bucks. You know, it's a $500 blender. You know, it's that kind of thing. You are that kind of a manifester. So quit worrying, all right? All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Aquarius. You too have this energy of give and take. I feel like it's with a relationship. Do you have a give and take in even give and take in your relationship? Maybe, maybe not. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Aquarius. What's going on for all of our Aquarians? Flexible. So you've got to be open-minded about situations. You know, this is you being a tree. Think about a tree. The roots are in the ground, they grow this tree trunk, the wind comes and all the branches sway, but the tree trunk basically stays steady. You're a tree, Aquarius, right? Your homework now is, what kind of tree are you? Anyway, Aquarius, you're being a tree. So here we come up with the card of clean it up and never-ending story. There is something that you continue to do over and over again that I feel like it's not good for you. And it's one of those things that you know if you stopped, it would, if you know, the deep knowing, it would be very good for you. So if you know, like your awareness is coming to mind and there's something that you need to change, you know, that's not good, not healthy, maybe it's your environment, maybe it's some people around you. I just feel like, you know, you need to clean up around your home. You need to clean up around your home, which is you. Okay, not your home, your house. Clean up around your home. That means, you know, the food you eat. That means, you know, the people that you spend time with. Are they toxic or are they positive? You know, do they support you or do they pull from you? You know, that kind of thing. That's what I feel is where you're at. And you know what's good for you, so now you have to just stay with that energy. All right, Aquarius. That's really a good reading. I think, you know, to me, that when you have awareness of what's good and what's bad for you, then you have the choice of within that awareness to make the changes. You're doing all right, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Pisces. Oh my gosh, Pisces, what's going on? Treasure Island reverse with Unfinished Symphony. There's something you just got to walk away from, okay? And this could be... you know, I feel like it could be like a dream, investment, something that it's like you're never going to manifest it, whatever it is. And I just feel like it's time for you to just let it go. It's like you've tried to make something happen. And now you're at that point where I think you've got to take another, you know, it's almost like in my mind, I want to tell you to like find another song. You know how like songs usually kind of guide us, they remind us of things. I feel like it's time for you to find a different song. Instead of the bluebird, focus on the redbird and see what the redbird says. No, it's just time for you to, you know, start thinking in another direction. You can't, you know, there was another sign. Was there another sign? Where I said the same thing. It's like you can't keep putting money into something if it's like, you know, a sinking ship. You just can't. You know? It's like that's throwing, you know, good money after bad. So just be aware of that, all right, Pisces, for someone out there. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Pisces, Pisces. Yeah, you too. You're also at a fork in the road. I feel like a lot of us. Seems like a lot of signs. I mean, I think you're starting to see that something is not for you, and you've got to go in another direction. All that glitters is not gold. It's like the grass was not greener on the other side, now was it? So now I feel like you're starting to look in a direction to a whole new life, which is really, that's exciting, you know? But with that, it's difficult, right? It's difficult when, you know, you got to make some real big changes. That fork in the road, that's going a whole other direction. Anyway, good stuff for all of us. So take care. If you like the reading, hit that like button. Yeah, thanks. And yeah, I'll see you at the next reading. Until then, bye now.